I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm on it.
Hey, Freak Show! You're going nowhere!
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Hello and happy Honda Days from your friends at West of Nowhere. I am Levi.
And I'm Shane. Shouldn't it be, what's that one with the fucking, the Toyota? It's like save a lot of something, something, something Toyota-thon. It's like,
Yeah.
it's bundle, save a bundle, something. I can't even say it. Every time I see the commercial, they're like, they go through it a whole bunch of times, and there's like two people that they like zoom in on, and it's like, you can't leave until you say it, and it's like, oh. Save a lot of bundle something a thon.
Yeah, I guess it should be the one that nobody can remember or say. That's probably a good call. Man. What's up, dude? What's up there, fella?
Nothing. I don't know.
Oh.
I just got all my tires replaced, new brakes.
God.
Yeah.
That was a fun day at the bank.
Dude. Well, my like tire exploded coming off the interstate.
Oh yeah. You sent me that picture and then never.
Sorry.
Sent in. Didn't even know if you were alive or dead or what.
Obviously, if I sent you the picture, I was alive. That was
Could have been a
statement.
stranger.
Yeah,
it would have been
a
like
stranger.
Look at all these fucking streaks that this guy has. He must be important. Better send him a picture of this tire.
Yeah.
And that's it. And nothing else. Oh man.
But yeah, upon removing the one tire, the guy was like, they were all made the same year. They're all old. That's why it exploded on me. He's like, it was just cold. You hit a bump wrong. Because he said he couldn't find anything that fucked the tires up. So we replaced all the four tires. I was like, all right, cool, fuck it. Replace all four tires. I was going to do it anyway because I'm not going to drive 3,000 miles, in the course of like 4 days on like tires that I know have been on the truck for the past 4 years.
Yeah. Coward.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm a bitch.
Yeah. Real men are just fucking walk. God damn it.
Yeah, I know. 12 miles uphill both ways in the snow. I understand.
Yep.
Anyway, so I got those. I was like, all right, replace them. And then when they pulled them off, I guess they do a fucking extra like check on stuff. So they checked my front and rear brakes.
Yeah.
My rear brakes were fine, but my front brakes were bad. So, which I don't think they were bad, but they were close. Like I could see the brake pad was like almost non-existent. So I was like, all right, I got you there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was still pad there.
Well, it's the 15-inch rule, isn't it? I mean, you fucking work on one thing, and then you kind of do a sweep around everything else around the area to make sure there's nothing related.
Excuse me, shipmate. It's 18 inches.
Oh, sorry. What's that in centimeters, you piece of shit? Why 18? What the fuck?
I don't know. Some asshole maintenance control was like, oh, 18 inches sounds good.
That's the size my wife dildo is that she uses on me, so that's what we're doing.
Wow.
Can't you imagine one of those fucking butthurt chiefs in maintenance just getting pegged by his wife, probably?
I don't want to imagine that, no.
Well, I know you don't want to, but you could see it happening.
I mean, I could imagine you getting banged by a dildo, but like...
Well, that's fucking rude.
Hey, dude, I don't kink shame, dude. If you're into that, man, you're into that. Whatever.
That's true. Before we get too far ahead, speaking of kink shamers, let's look at the people who are, what do they call it? It's, God, it's like a financial dom. Our financial subs. Our submissives that give us money.
I mean, they are subscribers.
Ayo.
Oh, my God. All right, we want to thank Adam Pacino, Tony Burgess, Miles Glenn, Samantha Norton, ooh, full name, Colby Jordan, Jade Birch. I've been messing
Ooh.
that up, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna ask last time, but that's fine.
Natalie Tacarante, Mark Stadler, and for whatever reason, Colton. But his last name kind of reminds me of like a noodle almost. Like if you just say his last name, it sounds like a certain type of noodle you'd put in like I don't know, like a dish of some sort. You know, like pasta. Like, hey guys, let's go to this restaurant down the fucking road. They serve Zammersla. It's
Big
fucking great.
Zammersla.
Yeah, dude, Big
Oh no. Oh, we're so dumb. It's fine. So speaking of kink shaming, you want to hear one of the funniest stories that I've heard in a long time?
Dude, we didn't waste any time, huh? All right.
Well, it's hot on my mind.
You're hot on my mind.
Ew. So, you know Madonna, right? Well, you don't know her,
no.
but you know who she is.
No, I mean she's not very big, you know. I mean,
Never heard of her. Yeah.
She's big in certain circles.
Yeah. So Madonna, who is 63, has decided that she's just gonna show these young kids how it's done by posting thirst traps on the Instagrams. And so her
No way.
63-year-old ass is all over the place. She's got some sexy photo shoots, which, let's be honest, it's Madonna. She's been doing that for like fucking 40 years now, so why are we surprised at this point? You know what I mean? Like, she had that whole book of like naked pictures in her like younger years. She was like naked with Big Daddy Kane and shit. It's like, okay, cool.
So what's wrong? Is she like terrible looking in the pictures or?
No, I mean, it's Madonna, so she looks like a fucking famous old lady. She's got 18 gallons of makeup on, but other than that, I mean, it doesn't really look that bad. But
would you bang Madonna?
For sure, 100%. Yeah.
Would there be a limit? Like if Madonna was like, I want to put a 5-inch dildo in you, would you be like, nah, or would you let her do it?
No, probably not. I mean, is anybody gonna know? That's the key. That's
yeah, exactly.
Always
Oh no one's gonna know unless you somehow like bang with the window open.
It's Madonna probably gonna have to. Probably
her
have
house
to be in
is
Times Square or something. No.
Actually, joke's on you. Her house is made of glass. She has like everything's a window.
Yeah. It's all windows. Real fake doors. So
I feel like she missed out in the sex industry by not making like
porn?
Like spray or something that was called Like a Virgin.
Oh.
You know?
Bro. Like lube called Like a Virgin? Oh
lube
my god.
Or some kind of stuff that claims or like some kind of stuff that claims to tighten things up.
Oh.
Some kind of spray.
Yeah. Man, we gotta call her. So anyway, what happened is she's posting these pictures, living her best life. And you know who Ben Shapiro is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so his sister decided this was her time to try to slut shame Madonna.
Ooh.
For whatever reason. And so she posts a side by side, 2 pictures. One, Madonna in lingerie, laying on a bed, looking good for 63. Other picture, Nancy Reagan, 64. She says, "This is Madonna at 63. This is Nancy Reagan at 64. Trashy living versus classic living. Which version of yourself do you want to be?" And Nancy's like with her family and shit, like they're on a beautiful vacation, and everybody, smiling and happy and normal, I guess. So she's basically like, "Oh, Madonna, whore. Nancy Reagan, beautiful. This is a family. This is what you want." So you would think it would just stop there, but there has been an upheaval of internet detectivery going on. Some web sleuths. And they came out guns a-blazing. And apparently, back in Nancy's former acting years when she was a young buck in Hollywood, which is where she met, Ronald,
Yeah.
the McDonald Reagan. Come to find out, Nancy, pretty well renowned on the studio lots for her head game. Not only were her skills great, apparently she was dishing it out to just about everybody. Now, obviously,
I understand. Like, I get what they were trying to do, but I feel like it's in poor taste to do it.
Really? Why?
Just so for them to, because Nancy didn't post that, right? And I get what they're trying to do. They're arguing with Ben Shapiro's sister, saying whatever, but like now
they're not saying they're not saying there's anything wrong with it.
Oh, okay. I thought they were like slut shaming Nancy for it. I was like, that's a little. How do we go the other direction? Okay.
Yeah, no, they're just sharing that she, she's pretty good. Nancy Reagan may have been the inventor of the Gluck Gluck 3000. Who knows? All right, nothing wrong with that. Ain't no shame in a head game. You gotta be, gotta give credit where credit's due. All right. Now, some of Ben Shapiro's sister, Abigail, which that should tell you all you need to know. Anybody named Abigail, feel like you're just gonna be a problem for everybody, right? Like you just gonna give a lot of very unwarranted opinions. Anyway,
oh yeah,
just
is that
like the show.
and Abigail is a girl who gives a lot of unwanted opinions?
This has to be.
We should send that to somebody.
I don't know any Abigails. That's the worst part. Makes sense though. It tracks. No. So some of her other stances include leggings are a problem because they're distracting to men. Wives should ask husbands to praise them about how well they clean their home, which I guess is true. And then texting is ruining dating. So, she's
not completely crazy.
She's not completely. The leggings one is probably
the leggings one's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay. Now, whatever. What you say whatever you want about Madonna. But now we gotta investigate this Nancy Reagan thing, because I feel like there's a whole side of her that we never knew. Just say no, Nancy Reagan, who was like, you can't have weed because it's gonna make your child a demon. Okay, she never has said that specifically, but kind of like
they're coming to get you.
I know, right? Fucking hardcore, dude. Don't talk about Nancy like that. Man. So, I just thought that was pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Like how bad that blew up on her. Like, oh, Madonna's a slut because she's laying in bed wearing lingerie, which she's not even like. I mean, I think she's got a tit out because there's an emoji on there, but I think maybe she was also just trying to be a little careful for Instagram because they're pretty ban happy.
Yeah.
But I feel like certain people should probably just get passes. Like Madonna, you're gonna tell Madonna she can't post a tit? Come on. It's Madonna. Everybody's seen her tits now.
I've never seen her boobs.
Well,
so she can't have them on Instagram. That's the rule. They talk to me about it. Like if I've never seen your boobs, they can't be on Instagram.
They're like, hey, Shane, we got a list of pending free reign posters, and we need you to check it out.
Yep.
Oh no. Well, way to go. Way to fuck that up from Madonna. So I saw this article, and the way the headline's worded, I think is a very good diversion from the actual concerns of this thing. So I'm going to read the headline, and
okay.
I'm wondering if you're going to take the same thing that I did out of it. So, Swedish startup Epicenter unveils rice-sized microchip implant that can store your COVID vaccine under your skin and is read with technology used to take contactless payments.
Oh,
okay.
God.
Now, it says can. In every article I've been finding, they're saying, oh, this can be used for this. This can be used for that. It could be used for that. But I think the creepier message here is that there's a chip that somebody's going to be able to approve or disapprove access for you to certain things based off of information you put on that. Is that not creepier than... I don't give a fuck about the COVID vaccine, like, passport part. I'm more concerned with them going, hey, man, guess what? You got red hair. You can't come in here. Sorry about it. Can't use your bank account for whatever reason. Like, they're like a foot in the door from making some really crazy Terminator type shit going on.
Dude, I can't believe this isn't everywhere right now. I can't believe that like the Christian community isn't like up in arms about it.
Well, I think that part of the issue is that they're a Swedish startup in Sweden, so
yeah,
it hasn't reached the continental United States yet.
Dude,
it's still making its way. It's on a boat. And
back when I used to go to church, right, and you'd go like on like for Halloween, instead of going to haunted houses, you'd go to like what the end of times was gonna be like. They were
great.
Yeah. Well, one of the things they would talk about is that the mark of the beast wasn't going to just be like some random mark. It was going to be like a chip in your body.
A potato chip.
To like track you and fucking... Yeah. I was like... And they could keep you out of places with it. I was like...
Yeah. Oh.
As a kid, that's terrifying. And then like now it's like whatever, because you carry on your cell phone and literally everything you have fucking puts off a signal to track you. But if this like becomes like a thing, if this comes over here at all, there will be like a crazy uproar. But I promise.
I don't know how well it would do coming over here. You know what I mean? Like I feel like a couple places, like some fucking high society type places, might incorporate something like this. But I have a funny feeling that the regular people are probably not going to be about it, no matter who they are, you know? Because if you spin this into a creepy direction, you can spin it both ways and freak each side out equally.
Well, dude, didn't you know that this is what they were talking about? The crazy people that were talking about the COVID-19 vaccine and how like there was a chip in it. This was in there, people. This rice thing he's talking about was in the vaccine. It's already in your body.
That's how we're talking to you right now. Live from inside you. Enter name here. Yeah, spooky, right?
That is pretty wild, dude. Like I would definitely not do it. Because like I don't even put like my cards and shit on my phone to like contact pay or whatever.
Oh, contactless pay, yeah. So here's the weird thing. It's like I could see it being used for like mundane things. Like for my apartment, for instance, I already have a key fob on my key ring. Okay.
Yeah.
And that scans me into the front door and electronically unlocks the front door for me to get into my apartment building. There's a bunch of businesses across the United States that use similar things. Some of them are like straight up key fobs. Some people just have a little thing that they can scan, like a little barcode that they can scan off their phone, which acts the same way. So like things like that, I feel like are probably the most normal kind of like that's where it should go. But I didn't even think about it in terms of what they could be like, oh, you know what, based on this chip here, it says that you don't have green eyes, and sorry, we can't fucking let you shop here, dude. Like, what the fuck? Or you don't, like, maybe it's scanned into your socioeconomic background. They know how much money you make a year. They're like, sorry, fuck you, dude. Can't come in here.
That's so I get. I think you're kind of taking it in a crazy angle as far as like they're going to use it to exclude people. But I mean, if you think about it, your credit score is literally something they use to deny you for shit. So
yeah, and I think that's bullshit too. So it's a fucking arbitrary number that shows nobody anything about you other than what accounts you've held. That doesn't say what situations you've been through.
It shows a detailed history of your payment history
It
and whether or
shows
not you're a
jack
risk or not.
fucking shit. Okay, I'll tell you what's a risk. Trust the goddamn chips putting in your goddamn fucking skin. All right.
You just said you didn't want the chip in your skin, so which is
I
it?
said don't trust it. What the
Oh,
fuck?
don't. Okay.
That's a risk.
I couldn't tell.
It's not
You got
my
that
fault.
weird Nebraska accent like you're chewing corn when you talk.
Just, don't even have an accent, so fuck you. In other news,
Yeah.
medical related news, a federal judge rejects Purdue Pharma settlement of the opioid lawsuits over legal protections for members of the family that own Purdue Pharma. So there was a lawsuit against Purdue Pharma who they were basically saying, hey, you guys are like pushing your goddamn drugs hardcore and basically influencing this opioid epidemic. Like
Okay.
you're pushing these drugs onto medical professionals, you're pushing them all over the place, and that's caused this epidemic of people to be addicted to all of these and caused a lot of fatalities and whatnot. So then after the judge issued a settlement for that lawsuit, shock and surprise, Purdue Pharma was like, oh my god, we are bankrupt. OMG, we can't pay you. So sorry. Because that's what shitty companies do. Like, okay, you just magically ran out of money after this lawsuit? That's fucking crazy. It's crazy talk. So federal judge rejects Purdue Pharma's, like, basically their bankruptcy file. Like, they're like, no, fuck you.
Oh, wow.
You-
Okay.
Yeah, you're being held you're being held to this standard. So it said the bankruptcy court lacked the statutory authority. I don't know if the statutory feels like a weird word to use there, but authority to give the Sackler family those protections, and they are not permitted under the bankruptcy code. So, fucking pay them bitches. It's a $4 billion settlement. So, couple dollars, but granted, like, fucking pharmaceutical company, they have that. They got that shit laying around.
Holy shit, dude.
Fucking jars or something.
Well, I kind of felt bad for a second, but fuck them for like just trying to use the law to get out of something that they were doing. At the same time, to play like the other side of it, is it McDonald's fault for pushing burgers on people and making them fat?
Well, those lawsuits have been dropped, so no. Dumb bitch.
So why is it any different from some pharmaceutical company pushing their drugs to companies or
What do you
to
mean?
people?
Because
I'm just saying, like, how's it different?
they're giving doctors financial incentives to prescribe their drug over.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, the pharmaceutical sales game is a pretty sketchy thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically what it boils down to. Is they're like doing all these things to be like, hey man, fucking super prescribe our drug because here's a year membership at this fancy golf club or whatever, Like, oh my god, I can't believe you got that in the mail. You better keep it. It's not a bribe. Kind of thing.
Hey, Purdue Pharma, if you want to just send me money, I'll
Send
tell
us some
people to
money?
take your drug. I'll tell people to take your drugs.
Whoa. Well, you can't prescribe them, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm
You're
allowed
just
to
a
say whatever
sponsor.
I want. Yeah,
Fucking- I'm sponsored by who? Purdue Pharma.
yeah. If they go to buy your drugs, if they use code West of Nowhere, they get
Walkpod.
5% off.
Code Walkpod at checkout. So there is a new law that has been put into place that imposes various restrictions related to China's Xinjiang. Oh, nailed it. uh, autonomous regions, which are the regions most noted for slave labor in China. So
They still have slave
basically,
labor?
China has all sorts of slave labor. What did you talk about, Willis? We talked about
Okay.
that a couple weeks ago with that NBA players calling them out, being like, "Hey, bitch, yeah, you fucking
I
slaves."
I
Yeah.
didn't. I remember this basketball player talking about China, but I don't
So they have
remember.
concentration camps where people are forced to work and don't get anything out of it, and they can be placed in there for all sorts of nonsensical reasons, like I don't know, not
Hey,
liking the color red.
it sounds like China has rules, and if you break them, then you go
Those
to
are
a work
their laws. Who
you go to
cares
a
if
work
they're
camp.
against the fucking laws that the Geneva Convention imposed for human rights? Who gives a
Did
shit?
did China sign that Geneva Convention?
Probably.
Oh, well then I guess they should go to a concentration camp too.
Send all of China. Or wait, fuck, no, can't do that.
If you
So
send all, well, actually, it's kind of like how when they say when they're like, if everyone's special, no one is. If
yeah,
everyone's at a concentration camp, no one is.
yeah. All right,
Yeah.
well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just turn it into the next Australia, basically. Um, so basically, they're going to restrict things being imported from that region.
Okay.
I don't know if it's 100%. You're never going to be able to get anything from that region, or if they're just heavily tariffed or what. But that's what's going on.
Hmm.
So, and I had a pronunciation thing up for how to pronounce that place. Xinjiang. Nailed it. The second word is spelled Uyghur, and I didn't want to pronounce it because it sounds like some bad words that we don't say in America. So I was like, I'm not just gonna avoid that one. He ever wanted to go to Idaho?
I mean, I actually would love to go to Idaho and get like a potato from the source.
I feel like Washington. I think Washington actually produces more potatoes than Idaho, but
I don't care. Idaho potatoes.
it's a brand. So Idaho man charged with murder and cannibalism after body parts found in microwave, which I feel like they probably could have just said body parts found in home. I don't know why they had to list specifically
Because
exactly where in the house he
I think
he had.
I think it's a two-pronged thing, right? Like they're a cannibal and they're an idiot because everyone knows if you're gonna eat a person, you put them in the oven, obviously.
I mean, yeah.
If you
If you care about your fucking dish, you cook it in the oven.
yeah.
Who the fuck microwaves? Piece of shit. This guy, listen, he's already a knucklehead for eating people, but to fucking lower yourself to put it in the microwave, you're losing all the juiciness. All right. Who puts a steak in the microwave? Tell me. Crazy people. That's who. They also found a body that was naked from the waist down, positioned awkwardly in the passenger seat of his truck. So
Damn.
this guy's got a lot of cool stuff going on. His name is James David Russell. So,
Dude,
super
anyone
sketch.
named Russell is probably a serial killer.
Big old piece of shit. That's what I've
Uh-huh. Yep.
been so
Actually, as a matter of fact, if you look up the name Russell in the dictionary, it's actually it says a guy who's an asshole and eats people. So
makes sense to me. Yeah, I just kind of picked this story because I haven't heard about some cannibals in the United States for a while. Like I listen to Time Suck, so I hear about all sorts of crazy murderers and stuff on there. But
yeah.
it's like usually they're separated by time a little bit. So let's see. Oh, according to documents that he was taken note of while he was in a California hospital receiving psychiatric help. Makes sense. He reportedly told his family that he wanted to cut chunks of his skin off with a knife to cure his brain. So, super stable.
I mean,
super stable guy.
I own a lot of medical books, and if I'm not mistaken, it's like chapter 6 of one of them. Cutting your skin off will cure stuff, you know?
It reminds me of, you're going to have to listen to this episode if you haven't already, but there's a time suck on Richard Chase. And he does all sorts of crazy shit like that with like his well, also he was doing a lot of meth, but his fucking
Hell of a drug.
yeah, his like thought process for like things that are going to fix whatever's wrong with him.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't remember. He was doing something weird with oranges and doing a lot of weird shit, but I highly recommend that episode because it is hilarious, obviously disturbing, but it's pretty funny because he just makes fun of him the whole time, so it's okay. Have you ever worked in the service industry, like food service?
Yeah. I've worked in like 2 different fast food restaurants.
Okay. Oh, so they weren't like tip places. It was just fast food.
No, just fast food.
Okay. Well, I haven't worked in any of them, but I gotta tell you, if what happened to this lady happened to me, I'd be super fucking pumped. But not all the way through the story, because an Arkansas waitress got tipped $4,400 at a restaurant she worked at, and it was actually split between her and another server who catered to the table, and there was more than 30 people there, so all of them kind of just chipped in, and that's what happened, right? So
yeah, 33 people were there.
Over 30 people.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like she probably got her ass. She probably got drugged right there with
Drugged?
33 people. No, like she drug. Like it was hard. Like it was hard as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Think about 30 plus people's drinks.
Yeah.
Needing to be filled. So essentially, she just ran around the table constantly.
Yeah. No, she was probably working her ass off. So they got tipped $4,400, which, $2,200 per person. But the restaurant owners were like, hey, by the way, you're fired now because we want you to share that whole tip with the entire restaurant staff. And I guess she came back and told the people that they're like, hey, just so you know, this tip isn't going straight to us. We have to spread it out with the whole place, right?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is fair because they were contributing to the whole entire, staff being utilized at some point, I'm sure. But for unknown reasons, she got fired shortly after that, which is really fucking weird. Like, hey, remember that time that you got that gigantic tip? Yeah, it was like a week ago. Yeah, well, that was cool. By the way, I need you to turn in your apron. You're gone. Sorry about it.
Well, it's a pretty common thing. So not all restaurants, but it is a common thing that like the servers split tips with like the hostess and like other people. Like I don't know about like the kitchen staff necessarily, but like they are all supposed to split tips.
Right. And touch tips. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
So, I mean, that's not really even like I can't find anything to see how many people worked here at this restaurant, and I don't think that was really an issue with her. But the way that it was handled, where it was like, hey, just letting you know, you guys, we got to split the tip between everybody, so just giving you a heads up, that's not, all that money's not going to us, it's going to everybody here. And then after that, she's fucking out of here. Which is just kind of like, because I've heard some shitty stories of people working in restaurants where, you don't know exactly how many total tips get produced
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you keep your tips that people like specifically hand to you maybe, but like if there's tips, general tips that the place makes, you don't know how those are being split up, and
Yeah.
oftentimes like there's nobody to double check any of that shit. So like, how much is actually just going back into the restaurant? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I gotcha.
So that's what it raises those kind of questions to me. Like, were they just like, all right, well, I guess we're just gonna take more of this money than what we had initially planned to give to you, and fuck you, basically. You know?
I think it's possible that she like the two things aren't connected, right? Like she got that tip, right? And then maybe
Yeah.
she was already on her last leg at the place and did something else fucked up, and then they just fired her. Like
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, I
think
feel
it's
like
possible they're not exclusive.
so they tried to reach out to the restaurant and they haven't produced anything like any kind of answer. They refused to tell why she was fired. So that's what makes it a little more
Oh,
suspect to me. Where it's
Okay.
like, okay, if she was fired for fucking up or she was late too many times or whatever, fine, makes sense. Well, you could just say that, you know. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Is it against? Because that could be a whole other thing. Because it could be against like the law in Arkansas to release that information, like to
True.
say against her. I don't know. Yeah, it could be against their like the law for them to say why they fired
That's
her.
true. Because it could be like one of those like at will states where they're just like, we can tell you that they worked here, but we can't tell you if they got fired, why they got fired, like that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
So Georgia's like that. Like if you
Yeah.
put down a reference and they call the reference can't like say anything bad about you.
Yeah. They can just tell you that they worked there or whatever, and
Yeah.
yeah. Did you have anybody like? I know there's a bunch of tornadoes all over places last week. Did any go into like Georgia or anything? Because I think Kentucky got hit too, like parts of Illinois, maybe Tennessee.
I honestly don't know if anything hit Georgia. I don't remember seeing anything about
Yeah.
it, but that doesn't mean that it didn't happen.
Yeah. So fuck a bunch of tornadoes all over the place this last week, and I saw this story, and at first I was like, man, fuck these guys. And then I was like, I understand the employer standpoint from this one. It was like an Amazon warehouse. People were wanting to leave because of whatever reason during this storm. And basically the story was, well, Amazon was refusing to let them leave. Like, they're like, you can't leave right now. And they, like, at first, and this is probably how they want it to be read, is Amazon was forcing people to work through these crazy tornadoes, which a warehouse in Illinois got hit, like, directly by a tornado and collapsed partially. And then 6 died, I think. But here's my thing.
Okay.
I've been at plenty of jobs in intense weather, and I've been in jobs where we've been in tornado watches. What they tell you to do is fucking sit in one spot and protect yourself so you don't go outside and get fucking sucked up in a goddamn tornado. That's their policy, because they want you to stay in a safe spot, right?
Mhm.
Can't have you running around all willy-nilly to the structurally not sound the fucked up parts of the building that are easily taken out by tornadoes. You know, you gotta hide in like a concrete room inside a concrete room inside a bathroom or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think what this could be too is the fact that Amazon has been under fire a lot in the recent years
Yeah.
for like not letting people go to the bathroom and not letting people do whatever,
Yeah.
and making
Shitty
them
work
work through their
conditions.
break and shit. Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe they were being safe, right? And they were just like, sit here, or maybe they were like, fuck that, you're inside the building, you're gonna work.
Yeah.
And they weren't. You
Yeah.
know, they didn't care.
And this is gonna be like a he said, she said kind of thing, where it's like
Yeah.
the workers who feel like they're completely taken advantage of are of course going to be like, yeah, they were like, fuck you, work through the thing. And then the people that are like managers and up, like big important people in the company, are going to be like, no, we would never do that. So it's like, who the fuck do you believe? You know what I mean?
It's not slave labor. We give them money.
Until there's like video of because there's got to be cameras inside those warehouses where there's like one of the supervisors going, fuck you, get back to work, and points to a forklift or something. Until that comes out, then I think it's just going to kind of be up in the air. It's like, who do I believe? There's a guy at so at my work, there's a trailer park that's across the street, and that's
of course
him
and
him and his wife and their 3 kids live there.
Yeah.
And we were having some crazy fucking weather. It was like wind gusts of 70 miles an hour and shit. No tornadoes touched down anywhere near, but there was tornado warnings, which is not as scary as a watch, I think. I might have this backwards. But, and he was like, hey, Mr. Supervisor guy, can I fucking bring my family out of the shitty fucking tornado susceptible trailer house that just gets yeeted every time there's a tornado, and bring them over to this, building that has brick and stuff, just so, I can make sure that they're safe. And he's like, no. It's literally right across the street. And then a lady who works in one of the offices was like, hey, my stepsister's cousin's uncle's neighbor is in town and they don't have anywhere to go. Can they come? And he's like, yeah, of course, obviously. And so my buddy was like, what the fuck? Like, that's fucked up. He's like, I just left. I was like, yeah, I don't blame you. Fuck that. Take him to, I don't know, AutoZone or something brick. Walmart.
You heard it here. Whenever there's a tornado, you go to AutoZone.
Yeah, obviously. Oh man. So that's all I got.
Right? All right.
Yeah.
Well, this week on the Billboard 200,
Tell
cue
us
the music.
how many did we say were going to be in the top 10 Christmas songs? Do you remember?
I thought you wrote it down.
Oh shit, I did. Do I have the paper? That's the trick.
I'm pretty sure I said like 6, and I think you said like a little bit less than me. I think you said 5. Or I think I might have said 7 and you said 5.
That sounds right. I can't find the paper, so.
All right, well.
We'll just have to trust you.
Hold your pants.
Hold on.
All right. Number 1, 30 by Adele. Number 2, Red, Taylor Swift. Up from 69 to 3.
Jesus.
Hall of Fame by Polo G, which I don't think. Oh yeah, I don't think it's a Christmas album. Down from 3 to 4, Christmas, Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
Down from 4 to 5, Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. Strong at number 6, Dangerous Double album, Morgan Wallen. Down to 7 from 5, Certified Lover Boy. Number 8, Merry Christmas, Mariah Carey.
Fuck.
Number 9, A Charlie Brown Christmas soundtrack. And then number 10 is Planet Her, Doja Cat. So that's 3 in the top 10.
Oh.
But
we were still high.
Dude, in the top the rest of the 10?
Oh boy.
11 is The Christmas Song by Nat King Cole. 15 is The Best of the Pentatonics Christmas.
Yep.
16 is A Christmas Gift for You. And then 20 is Christmas Classics. So there's the other 4.
Yeah. Holy shit. That's hilarious.
Dude,
and it's going to be even worse next week. Yeah.
Yes. Next week, dude, it's just going to be nothing but Christmas music in the top 10.
Oh, my Lanta.
So if we're doing the closest without going over, you won this time.
Yeah.
Because there was 3 in the top 10.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Ooh,
Well, that was exciting.
it was. All right.
You know what I was thinking about the other
What's up?
day before we end is how much fun trivia was on Westbind. When we would get the fucking well, that was specifically that one time where I was just fucking hammered and screaming at everybody. Ah.
I'm pretty sure that episode is still in our discography. If you want to look back, there's no video, so you have to go on Podbean or wherever you listen to podcasts, and the episode's called Levi Will Drink to That.
Yeah, I think it's well, you're gonna have to look it under Westbind too, right?
No, it should be. It's in our discography. Like it's
Ah.
if you go to Podbean, it should be there.
Well, we only have a limited number of episodes, like since we started the West of Nowhere. Like it doesn't have our new one or our old ones. on there.
Okay.
Maybe it's
Well,
on
they're
the
not-
fucking Facebook.
I think it's for sure on Podbean. Like if you go straight to Podbean and look.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, if you go straight to Podbean and look, I'm almost positive that it's there.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna go look because I want to know.
It was hilarious though, like, and I don't even remember much of it, but I watched it the next day or I listened to it later. I don't remember. I don't remember not remembering. But,
Damn.
like, it's gone, gone.
I still have it. So if
Yeah.
one of our
If you
loyal
wanna listen
subscribers,
to-
if you want to hear it, I will send it to you. You can hear all of it in its crazy glory, whatever. I have all of our old episodes.
Oh my god.
All right. If you love this show and you want to support us, you can head over to Linktree/WalkPod. That's WOKPOD.
Yep.
All the links are there. Patreon. It sends you, like, if you want to listen from Spotify, from all our links are there. Everything.
It's pretty sweet.
If you don't want to pay us, then head on over to YouTube and drop us a like and a comment. Subscribe there.
Yep.
If you don't even want to write a comment and you don't feel like clicking that like button, then just share us with a friend. Tell one friend to check out one episode, and if they like it, tell them to tell one friend to check it out. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Tell them, send them your favorite episode and be like, hey,
Ooh.
man, start with this one. If you feel like you can handle it, listen to the other ones. But
Send
you
a-
don't. Well,
Sorry, I was gonna say send a threatening text message. Send them
Yeah.
one. Send them one of the episodes, and say if you don't send this to 7 people before midnight, then something bad will happen.
yeah.
And then,
make it
you
like
know.
those old chain text messages
Yeah,
or those
uh-huh.
like stupid posts on Facebook. Just share this image immediately, otherwise that creepy goblin lady's gonna appear in your room and suck you off or whatever. Yeah, you know, those typical normal things that everybody
Yeah, regular stuff. Yeah.
everybody shares.
All right. We want to thank Dutch in Denver, Kicking It with the Kellys, The Remedy Room, No New Friends Podcast. Those are our friends. I know I said thank you, but
Yeah. they're
thank
our
you for being our
friends.
friends.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Yeah.
If you don't listen, or well, we won't see you till after the holidays, so happy holidays.
Merry
Until
Birthmas.
Merry Birthmas. Whatever you celebrate, I hope you have a great fucking holidays.
Yeah. Peace out,
Yeah.
bitches.
Tip your bartender.